Hi, this is part 7 of the series that I am doing where I'm reading the draft of It Ends With Us just to call Blake Lively out on the BS of saying that she never reviewed any scenes that had sexual intimacy, intimate partner violence, or attempted SA. If this is the first video that you have seen of this series and you want to actually check out the rest of the series, let me show you how to find it. So you would go to my channel, Bocce Go Hawks. You would click on podcast, and it is this one called Reading That It Ends With a Script, what was actually in the draft. Right now, I have 6 episodes. This 7th episode will be added to that podcast. And so you can just listen to all of it all the way through, or just listen to one episode here or there until you're completely done with listening to all of the episodes. But that's where you find it. With that said, let's get into part 7. Interior, Ryle's loft, living room, night, living room, Ryle chasing after her, grabbing her and spinning her around and throwing her on the couch. Lily, stop! You don't understand. But Ryle is no longer Ryle. Lily pushing away from him as Ryle. He's everywhere. That effing tattoo used to be my favorite part of you. His hands grip her ankles and he yanks her down until she's beneath him, his hands pinning her wrists. Lily, please let me go. Suddenly, the voice of her mother is in her head, mirroring the inflection of what she had just said. Jenny, please be quiet. You'll wake up Lily. Extreme close-up on Lily as she suffers a flash of memory, a shocking parallel. Interior, Lily's main home, living room, memory, night. Close on young Lily as she peeks around the corner to find her father, Andrew Bloom, on the couch with Jenny, one hand around her throat, the other pulling up her dress, Jenny crying, trying to fight him off. Interior, Ryle's loft, living room, back to scene, night. Startled by the memory, Lily starts to grow more and more desperate to get Ryle off of her, but it's no use. Lily's life flashing before her eyes, endless memories of her father hitting her mother, intercut with the unspoken truth of what really happened when Ryle burned his hand, the thing Lily couldn't bring herself to believe, and it invites us to understand that she's known all along. Flash of memory in slow motion. Ryle reaches for the casserole dish, Lily trying to warn him when Ryle burns his hand and in his anger turns and backhands Lily against her left temple. Flash of memory in slow motion. Ryle circles the stairwell, Lily grabbing for his shirt when Ryle pushes her and she falls. Flash, flash, flash. The truth of her mother mixed with her own stark reality. Everything, all the building up inside Lily until it boils over and back to scene. Just as Ryle sinks his teeth into Lily's skin, right where the heart tattoo is placed, and she lurches at him, screaming with all her might as pure adrenaline and pain forces Ryle off of her. And we track with Lily as she runs toward the front door, Ryle fading over her shoulder, coming to his senses. Ryle, God, Lily? Grabbing her purse and a jacket hanging by the door. Lily, exterior, Ryle's building. Entrance, night. Explodes from the building barefoot, jacket draped over her teddy, searching her purse as she runs, lifting her car keys. Ryle exiting the building, running after her. Ryle, Lily? But Lily doesn't stop. She doesn't slow down. As she unlocks her car, hops inside and slams the door, starts the engine, and just as Ryle presses himself against the glass of the window, Lily peels away, Ryle looking utterly distraught as his image fades from the rear view. Exterior, Boston gas station, night. Close on Lily, parked at a gas station, searching through her recents on her new phone, scrolling past Mom, then past Alyssa, off Lily, pre-lap, ring, 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 as we jump cut to Lily with her phone to her ear. Female waiter, Root Restaurant, how can I help you? Lily, yeah, hi, I was wondering if I could talk to your boss for a moment, Mr. Corrigan, if he's around. Interior, Boston hospital night. We find Lily sitting on an examining table wearing a hospital gown. Reverse to reveal Atlas, standing on the other side of the room as a Dr. Brown, female, 50s, cleans up the blood from the bite mark left on her collarbone. And for the first time, Atlas finally sees the hollow heart tattoo, and his sense chills up his spine, seeing their emblem of strength punctured and bleeding. Dr. Brown, we have a certain examination for these situations. It's called a SANE exam. It's optional, of course, but Lily, oh, I wasn't. He didn't. Lily almost says the word, but can't get it out. Searching her eyes, Dr. Brown asks, Dr. Brown, did he try? Lily's eyes drift to Atlas, seeing the pain in his expression, and she shakes her head. Lily, I don't want the exam, thank you. Nodding grimly, Dr. Brown flashes a light into both of her eyes, glancing at Lily's paperwork. Dr. Brown, I'd like to rule out a concussion, but given your situation, I don't want to administer a CT. I'd like to keep you for observation instead. Lily, why don't you want to administer a CT? Dr. Brown, we don't like to perform x-rays on pregnant women unless it's vital. We'll monitor you for complications, and if there are no further concerns, you'll be free to go. Close on Lily, the wind knocked out of her. Close on Atlas, also rendered speechless. Clocking this, Dr. Brown, I apologize. Did you not know? Silent, Lily sits stunned, with impeccable bedside manner. Dr. Brown, I'll give you a moment to process. The nurse will be in to check on you shortly. Dr. Brown takes her leave, Lily barely able to catch her breath. Atlas stepping forward, grabbing her hand. Lily, I want to leave. Please, I need to get out of here. Nodding, Atlas pulls off his jacket and wraps it around Lily. Lily grabbing her clothes in her arms, and the two. Exterior, Boston Hospital, night. Walk out of the hospital without anyone noticing. Interior, exterior, Atlas truck, moving, night. Atlas drives through the night. Lily curled up in the passenger seat, staring out the window, too exhausted to cry, too in shock to speak, feeling submerged. Exterior, Atlas's house, Wellesley suburb, night. Just outside Boston, in a small suburb called Wellesley. Atlas pulls into the driveway of his modest house. Interior, Atlas house, various, night. Entering first, Atlas flips on a few lights. Lily, sheepishly taking a look around. Atlas, you hungry? Lily shakes her head, afraid to speak, or else weep. Atlas, the guest room's back here. Interior, Atlas house, guest room, night. Opening the door to the guest room, Atlas lingers in the doorway as Lily enters, pointed to the private bathroom. Atlas, there's a shower in there if you need it. And, here. He hands her a pair of old sweats and a t-shirt. The irony is not lost on either of them. The cosmic role reversal they never saw coming. Finally, tears welling. Lily, thank you. Nodding, Atlas simply nods and closes the door. Interior, Atlas house, guest room, bathroom, night. Weeping inside the shower, Lily sits with her legs curled into her chest as the water falls down like rain, crying so hard she barely makes a sound. Interior, Atlas house, guest room, morning. The sunlight gently kissing Lily awake. She lifts up in bed, hearing a warm bustling from across the house. Interior, Atlas house, kitchen, morning. Timidly peering into the kitchen, Lily finds Atlas, moving about and making an impressive breakfast. Atlas, hope you're hungry. I've created quite a feast over here. Sliding on a bar stool, Lily watches as Atlas makes her a huge plate of pancakes, eggs, and sausages. Atlas, coffee? Lily, yes, please. Thank you. Charmed by his efforts, Lily watches as the sweet and endearing Atlas lays a perfect breakfast before her, complete with coffee, joining her on a stool at the bar. Lily, I'm sorry I got so mad at you that night at the restaurant. You were right. I always knew you were right. Deep down, I just didn't want to admit it. A beat. You can say I told you so now. His eyebrows draw together like her words hurt him. Atlas, this isn't something I wanted to be right about. Silence, then with a sigh, gently. Atlas, I have to go into work today. On Lily, dreading going home, seeing this. Atlas, if you're not ready to leave yet, you really don't have to. I want you to stay as long as you need. Relieved to hear it, Lily nods gratefully. Atlas, can I do anything else for you before I go? Forcing a smile through tears the way her mother does. Lily, I'm fine. Standing, Atlas grabs his jacket. Atlas, I'll be back before 9, and I'll bring you something really good to eat, okay? Until then, raid the fridge, take whatever you need, make yourself at home. He opens a drawer and pulls out a pen and paper and writes something on it before he leaves. Atlas, see you soon. The door shuts quietly, the sound of his truck driving away in the distance as Lily stands up and walks to the counter to read what he wrote. 3 simple words that have so long bound them together, strong and sturdy. Interior, Atlas's house. Interior, Atlas house, living room, day to night. As the day passes, the hours long and emotional, we find Lily on the couch, bring Ellen reruns, her face stoic, her thoughts drifting. Day giving way to night, Lily finally glances at her phone, skipping through all the missed texts and calls from Ryle, landing on a text from Alyssa. Alyssa, came by the shop with Riley, but it's closed. You okay? Can't get a hold of you guys. Fighting back tears, Lily locks her phone and tosses it at the far end of the couch, doing everything in her power not to just lose it again. Atlas, hey, lifting up, Lily mutes the television. finding Atlas with takeout bags from his own restaurant. Lily, oh, hey, didn't hear you come in. Setting the food on the coffee table, Atlas sits beside her. I wasn't sure what to make you, so I just went with a few fan favorites. Opening container after container, Atlas chuckles to himself. The feast growing so big it's a little absurd. Atlas, we honestly don't have to eat all of this. I just got excited. I haven't had anyone over for dinner in a long time. These words linger in the air. Atlas realizes he said too much. Seeing him avoiding her stare, Lily grabs a truffle fry and he chews it thoughtfully. Then, Lily, so are you not dating Cassie anymore? Or Atlas sighs, staring at her, gauging what to say. It's strange, mostly because it isn't strange at all. Being on a couch with Atlas again, Ellen in the background. Finally, Atlas, there is no Cassie. There never was. Shocked, Lily's jaw drops. After a very stunned silence, Lily, you lied to me? Why did you lie to me? Atlas, you were with someone. Lily, barely. Ryle and I weren't, we didn't. She falls silent, fighting back tears with grace and calm. Atlas, I said what I needed to say because I didn't know how serious you were. And you looked really happy that night. And that's all I've ever wanted for you. With a sigh, Atlas stares at the heart on her collarbone, the bite mark there, deeply regretting his lie. Atlas, so what happens next? Wiping the tears from her face, Lily takes a moment to really check in with her own inner wisdom. Lily, I have a lot to work through, and it wouldn't be fair to you, to us, to drag you through all my, I care about you too much. Knowing she's right, it's Atlas now who's fighting back tears. Lily, I just wish our paths had crossed a little sooner. Hearing this, Atlas looks at Lily with so much love and emotion. He offers a quiet confession. Atlas, I never told you, but the night I first broke into that old house, I didn't go in there because I needed a place to stay. Lily, why did you? Atlas, I went in there to kill myself. Having never heard this before, Lily sucks in a breath. Atlas, I remember I was sitting on the living room floor with a razor blade to my wrist, and right when I was about to use it, your bedroom light went on. Close on Atlas, remembering it like it was yesterday. Atlas, I could see you just barely through the curtains of your window. They sort of filtered you in a way that made you look like an angel somehow, and I decided not to do it. The very next day, you knocked on the door and left me some food. Pointedly, you saved my life, Lily, and I would do anything to return the favor. The two stare at one another, wanting to reach out, to hold each other, to feel that familiar warmth again, but they know they cannot, should not, must not. Atlas, I love you, Lily. I never stopped. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm actually really moved. I'm like, oh, that's so sad. I got kind of a little teary. Just like missed opportunity is like, it's just sad because they really loved each other and she didn't have to go through everything she ended up getting. Y'all's, why am I getting so emotional? That really took me out a little bit. I wasn't expecting to just be drawn in to that moment of realizing that they both knew that if things had worked out differently, then she would not be in the situation she is right now, where she's pregnant by this person who hurt her. And all she wants is to go back to a time where she's with the person that she fell in love with first. Oh gosh. I did not expect the emotions to like well up in me a little bit with that. It's so sad. The music box, Lily and Atlas's theme, playing faintly in the background one last time. The music underscoring as interior, exterior, Atlas truck, Boston gas station, morning. The next morning, Atlas pulls up next to Lily's car, left at the gas station, the two lingering inside his truck, neither of them wanting to say goodbye. Atlas, if you ever need me, I want you to call me, but only if it's an emergency. I'm not capable of being casual with you. Atlas reaches out and takes Lily's hand. Atlas, in the future, if by some miracle you ever find yourself in the position to fall in love again, fall in love with me. Oh, I'm taken out. Oh, this is actually really sweet. I think this happened in the movie, but it really didn't register to me in the same way as just reading this. How sad. Tears free falling now. Lily simply nods. Atlas, you're still my favorite person. Always will be. With one last look goodbye, Lily climbs out of his truck and watching as Atlas drives away and out of sight, the music box playing all the way to the final note. Smash 2. Interior, Lily Bloom's store, day. The shop closed. We find Lily and Alyssa sitting at the back of the store. Lily having just told her everything. Alyssa, Lily. Alyssa falls quiet for a moment, shaken to her core. Then, Alyssa, I know Ryle's been through a lot, but I didn't know he was capable of this. Her mind spinning, trying to make sense of it, tears welling in her eyes. Alyssa, has he ever told you about Emerson? Surprised, Lily shakes her head, Alyssa's voice quaking with grief as she continues. Alyssa, I'm not trying to make any excuses. What he's done is inexcusable. I think you deserve to know that. Off, Lily. I've watched him my entire life. I've seen how afraid he's been to open his heart to anyone ever since we were kids. He's been dying inside, Lily, little by little, until he met you. Lily, softly. What happened? What happened to Emerson? A beat, tears running down her face. Alyssa, our dad, he used to have a gun. And one day, Ryle and Emerson they they were playing in the house pretending to be cowboys, and they found it, close on Lily, struck with horror when Alyssa. Ryle was only 6 years old and he didn't even know he was holding a real gun. He thought it was just pretend until it was too late. Alyssa breaks down, haunted by what she's about to utter. Alyssa, Ryle shot him. Emerson, his best friend, his big brother. And he's never been the same since. With great compassion, Lily grabs Alyssa's hands as she continues to weep, barely able to speak. Alyssa, my brother loves you. He loves you so much, Lily. You have changed his entire life. You've made him someone that I never thought he could be. Off, Lily. As his sister, I wish more than anything that you could find a way to forgive him, but as your best friend, I have to tell you that if you take him back, I will never speak to you again. It takes a moment for her words to register, but when they do, Lily starts sobbing. These two women wrapping their arms around each other and weeping uncontrollably over the mutual unending love and unspeakable anger they both have for Ryle in this moment. Interior, Ryle's building, top floor hallway, dusk. Ding! The elevator door opens, revealing Lily and Alyssa. They both step out into the hallway, Lily staring at Ryle's front door. Alyssa, want me to come with you? Lily, no, thank you. It's okay. Alyssa, I'm right next door if you need me. With one last hug, Lily, you're the best friend I've ever had. Alyssa, I'll be an even better auntie. Grabbing her hands, Alyssa, you got this. Gathering her courage, Lily opens Ryle's front door and interior, Ryle's loft, living room, dusk, steps inside alone, finding the place to be a complete wreck. Ryle clearly tore the place apart after she left. Lily, Ryle, you home? Silence. Lily's thoughtful gaze lifting upward, having an idea where he might be. Exterior, Boston luxury building, rooftop, dusk. Escaping onto the rooftop, Lily finds Ryle across the way, his back to her, staring out at the sunset. Lily, I told your sister what happened. Ryle seems surprised to hear Lily's voice, but he doesn't turn around. Approaching him carefully, Lily stands beside him, watching the sky turn to pink, purple, gold. Lily, and then she told me about Emerson. Silence. Ryle letting out a soft exhale. Exposed, vulnerable, nowhere to hide. Finally, he turns to Lily, tears running down his face. Softly, simply. Ryle, most days I'm fine, but every now and again I just get triggered. And when that happens, I get so angry that I black out, voice quivering. I don't remember hitting you after I burned my hand. I don't remember pushing you down the stairs, but I know that I did. I know it was me. Silence. Lily gathering her strength, readying to distill her own naked truth, finally with grace and dignity. Lily, I'm sorry your childhood has affected you the way it has, and I'm sorry you can't handle that I had a childhood boyfriend who still exists, but nothing you've gone through and nothing I do gives you the right to lay one effing finger on me. Accepting every word, Ryle takes a heavy seat on one of the loungers, still looking out at the horizon. Finally, Ryle, you're right. A heavy beat. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Silence. A complicated silence. Then Lily takes a heavy seat next to him after a beat, quietly. Lily, I'm pregnant. Bewildered by this news, Ryle lifts up to sitting. Then, Ryle, Lily. Reaching out, he gently pulls Lily close, the pain of his touch rippling through her. But she doesn't push him away. She still loves him after all, despite everything. Ryle, please. He presses his lips desperately to hers. When she doesn't push him away, his mouth comes back a second time. When their lips meet a third time, they don't leave. Ryle, one more try. That's all I'm asking. Looking tired and in need of his touch, Lily gives in, knowing it's so wrong and so good and so painful. Ryle, I love you. Passionately, his hand gently wraps in her hair, and in an instant, she's transferred back to that night. Flash of memory. Lily in the kitchen, his hand tugging at her hair. Back to scene on the roof. Ryle sweetly grabs her hand. Flash of memory. Ryle pins Lily's wrists against the couch. Back to scene on the roof. Ryle presses his lips against hers. Flash of memory. Ryle bites her heart tattoo. Back to scene on the roof. Lily becomes unresponsive. Ryle feeling her freeze. He pulls back. She doesn't even have to say anything. Her eyes tell him that she can no longer stand being touched by him. His eyes tell her that he knows. We hold here in this moment as the sun sets in the sky, the light fading on their love, in the very place it first began, right there on a roof in Boston. Music rises, Reverie by Isaac Gracie, the song from our opening. And for the first time, we finally hear the beautiful lyrics wash over us as Lily's 9 months of pregnancy progresses. Interior, Ryle's loft, various day. Somberly, Ryle watches as Lily packs her things. Alyssa and Marshall helping her move out. Isaac Gracie, hey babe, what do you expect me to say? I could tell you that I'm doing great, but darling, I'm just not okay. Alone in the kitchen, we catch Lily clipping that napkin from the fridge, and she places it in her pocket. Interior, Lily's Boston 2-bedroom, various day. Unloading her boxes, Lily gets settled in her new place, putting all her houseplants where they have access to the sunlight, a metaphor for her deep need to heal. Isaac Gracie, hey babe, why did we throw it away? Interior, Ryle's loft, day and night. Meanwhile, Ryle suffers the emptiness of his loft, missing Lily with his whole heart, filled with deep regret. He tries to call her again and again, but she doesn't answer. Isaac Gracie, without you, I just ain't the same. And darling, I'm just not okay. Interior, Lily's Boston 2-bedroom nursery, day. Little by little, Lily transforms the second bedroom into a nursery, her baby bump growing as time passes. She paints a garden mural on the wall with the help of Alyssa. Isaac Gracie, hey babe, I've been putting on my bravest face. Interior, Boston Hospital, ultrasound room, day. Getting an ultrasound, Lily can see on the screen that her baby is going to be a girl. Isaac Gracie, just looking for ways to replace you. And darling, I'm just not okay. Exterior, Boston Park, day. As the music fades, we find Lily and Jenny taking a little walk together. Lily, 9 months pregnant. Jenny, the house finally sold. Lily, good God, that took long enough. Where are you moving? Jenny, well, Jenny takes a seat on a bench near a duck pond. Lily joining her. Jenny, no one wants their mom living around the corner, but if you need the help, I'm gonna want to get my hands on that baby as much as possible. Lily, deeply touched. I'd really love that. Jenny, me too. Jenny swallows back tears, squeezing Lily's hand. Then, Jenny, how's Ryle? Lily, I don't know. I don't see him that much. I mean, he's offered to help with everything, but I'm afraid if I spend too much time with him, I might change my mind. I guess I understand you more now than I ever have. Hearing this, Jenny locks eyes with her daughter, that unspoken truth dangling between them again. Typically, Jenny would seize up and change the subject, but with a granddaughter on the way, something in her has shifted, and she finally embraces the truth. Jenny, the first time your father hit me, he was so sorry right away. He swore it would never happen again. The second time, he was even more sorry. The third, I was already losing sight of what was normal, shaking her head at a loss. Jenny, and I actually convinced myself that it was better for you if I stayed, but all I was teaching you was the wrong definition of what love is. And I'm sorry for that. On Lily, so struck by this conversation, she softly confesses, Lily, I used to pity you, wondering why you stayed, why you made excuses, how you even got to that point. It never made any sense to me. But now I understand that you were fighting for the version of him that you fell in love with, the one that was good. So touched, Lily understands. Jenny begins to cry, Lily holding her tightly, barely audible. Jenny, he was so gentle when we met. He was kind. I'm so sorry. Off Lily, finally fully forgiving her mother for good. Interior, Lily's Boston 2-bedroom kitchen, night. That night, we find Lily in the kitchen alone, drinking tea, her eyes on that napkin, pinned to her fridge. Then, With a sigh, she grabs her phone and stares at all the missed calls from Ryle over the last few months. Okay, we're going to stop there. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. And if you have not yet subscribed to me, please subscribe. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.